Hey YouTube, it's Comic Book Steve here. I just got back from Super Mega Fest in Framingham, Massachusetts. Um, I got a pretty big pile of dollar books, some $2 and $3 books, mostly dollar ones. But I also picked up a few issues on Wednesday this week at my local comic shop. Some new stuff, some variants that I'm gonna show off. So yeah, a lot of books to go through. So let's get started here. So this is the second part, the second official part of Spider Verse with the Superior Spider-Man and our Peter Parker from 616 meeting up again. Pretty cool issue. This is the variant. Got this for $1 over cover price, which wasn't too bad. I'm not crazy about the cartoon variants, but I like Miles Morales, so I thought I'd pick that up. The next one, the next cartoon variant they have for the following issue next month or in 2 weeks is Spider Girl, so I probably won't get that. They're not even using the Spider Girl from the comic books costume, like the Spider Girl in the cartoon. She's just wearing the traditional 616 Spider-Man suit, and she happens to have a female form, so not that interesting. If she was wearing like the Ben Reilly suit, like Spider Girl in MC2, that'd be a lot cooler. Anyway, New Avengers 26, part of the Time Runs Out, which leads up to the Secret Wars event going on in 2015. They're hit or miss. This issue was pretty good, but this other issue, Avengers 38, I didn't really care for too much. I don't really care about the characters that were in it, Sunspot and AIM and all that. I like it more when they focus on the Illuminati. Carnage #2. This is a really fun comic book, and I really don't care for the Axis event. It sounded great, and I loved Uncanny Avengers, but it's just the event's fallen flat. I don't like how they keep changing artists, and I don't like the limitations they've taken with the story. I think it could have been much more interesting. But this Carnage miniseries is great. I mean, he's trying to be a hero, but he has all these like he's very awkward about it because he still has like these violent tendencies, or these violent instincts. So it's cool watching him try to work through it, and it's pretty funny. Sorry. This next one is Spider-Woman #1, part of the Spider-Verse event. If you like Spider-Woman, I would advise to avoid this. I think it was pretty crappy. I don't care for Silk at all. She was more the main star than Spider-Woman. It does have Spider-Gwen in it a little bit, so if you're into that, she's in there. But as a whole, the story was pretty lame, and I might get the second issue just because it's also part of the Spider-Verse, but I will likely not be picking it up past that. This one's really awesome. Spider-Verse #1, the variant issue, or the variant cover. This was $8, but I really wanted this. This is a fantastic cover. I mean, look at that. If you're a Spider-Man fan, how could you go wrong with that? Spider-Hulk. You got the Black Spider-Man down there, Ben Reilly, Superior Spider-Man over there. Yeah, this is a pretty amazing issue. Really glad to have found that. They only had one copy at the store. Would have loved to have gotten it for cover price, but you know, 7. I figured if it was under 10, this is a 1 in 25 variant, and I see a lot of places try to charge 10 for 1 in 25 variants. So if I ever see one under 10 that I like, I'll usually try to grab it. And this was high on my radar, and it was $8, so I figured why not. Picked up the new Guardians this week, just because it has Venom in it. I don't really care for how they portray him, but I'll probably follow the storyline. Alright, so now let's go into what I picked up at the Super Mega Fest. Like I said, a lot of dollar books, some $2 ones. This one is just another issue I wanted to grab to close out some of my gaps in my Amazing Spider-Man collection. My goal is to collect everything from 200 to 700. I think that's doable. It's not. I think I have most of the expensive ones in that range. I have the first appearance of Venom. I think I need to get the Carnage first appearance. I had the second print, don't have the first print, so at least I have it in some capacity. But yeah, so this is just another one to close up the gap. Amazing 557, again, another one to close up the gap. Secret Wars 2 #1. It's #1. It was Secret Wars 2. Never read it before. I'm not sure if I will because I don't have the other ones. But yeah, I was glad to see #1 there. So yeah, cool. Amazing Spider-Man 598 second print variant. I think I have this in the first print as well. I just got back like half an hour ago, not even, from the convention. I figured I'd do this video before I put all my books away, so I haven't really gone through and looked at what I have too much. I think I have the first print of this already, but if I don't, whatever, I'll get it eventually. But this is cool. Second print, I don't see it too often. Don't really care for the cover, but it's Amazing Spider-Man, so why not? Black Panther #1 second print variant. Again, cool to get a second print variant. Don't see them too often. I was hoping to get the first print of this, but yeah, second print's pretty good too. Incredible Hulk 322. Just like the cover. I used to have this whole set when I was a kid. This specific battle with the Avengers, but I have gotten rid of them a long time ago. So this is I wanted to get them again, and this was $1, so why not? 322. Good stuff. Elektra Assassin #1. Not a fan of Elektra, but I don't usually see this in the dollar bin, so it caught my eye. I thought it was interesting. I don't know how rare it is, or if it is even rare or desirable. Probably not, but maybe with the TV show coming out, it'll pick up. Yeah, this one's fun. Doctor Strange #1 from probably his third series, so late 90s. Not really high in demand, but maybe it will be. But it was cool to see a Doctor Strange #1 in the dollar bin, so picked it up. Amazing Spider-Man 395, another one to close up the gap. Web of Spider-Man 118. I already have this in a very good copy. Not very good, an excellent copy, I would say. There's not really many problems with it. This one's also in a very, very good condition. Maybe very fine plus. It was in a dollar bin, so I couldn't pass it up. Yeah, and then this one, same story. I already have it, but first appearance of Kane, the new Scarlet Spider, so couldn't pass it up. I think my issue I think this is an upgrade for me, actually. My other issue might have like a little ding up at the top. Amazing Spider-Man 427, another one to close up the gap, and this is from that area of Amazing Spider-Man comics where, you know, Marvel was dealing with bankruptcy and print runs were lower, so they're not super easy to find. But yeah, I think this one and 428, this one, I think the last two I needed in that period. I think this is a newsstand variant too, so that's pretty cool. Didn't notice that before. Yeah, I don't really actively look for newsstand variants, but it's something that it's just a cool little plus when I get home and I go through my pile. I'm like, oh yeah, newsstand variant, nice. Amazing 418, Amazing 398. Move these out of the way. Amazing 396. I might already have that one. Not too sure. Amazing 392. Yeah, when I go to these conventions, I always try to think ahead to keep a list. But then when I get there, I don't want to keep pulling out the list. I don't want the vendors knowing that I'm looking for something specific. I think that then they'll ask me what I want, then I'll feel like I don't want to just say, oh, you know, I'm just looking. If I have the list in my hand. I feel like if I ask for a certain book, they're gonna try to overcharge me. So I'd rather just find it on my own and deal with it then. And I usually just go through like dollar bins and $2 bins and 50-cent bins and whatnot. So if I get like a double, it's no big deal. Amazing 391. Amazing 279. Amazing 385. Amazing 384. Amazing 382. Amazing 367, newsstand variant. Amazing 366. Hey, non-Spider-Man book. All new Savage She-Hulk second print, #1. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about the character, but it was a #1 second print, so I thought I'd pick it up. Back to Amazing 503. Spider-Man Family number. Where's the number on this? Huh. Maybe it's on the back. Weird. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I don't see the number. Am I blind? No? Yeah? I don't know. So, this one was cool because it has black costume, and I'm a big fan of collecting. One of my goals in my collection is getting all the cover issues, or the issues that Black Spider-Man is on the cover. I don't want to do interiors too much because then that's hard to tell. It's easy to find the covers because you just pull it out and like, oh, there's a new cover that I didn't have before. But I think it'd be hard to keep track of all the interiors. So I'm trying to get all the Black Spider-Man issues that he's on the cover, and this is one I didn't have, even though it's just a reprint on the inside. It's a reprint of Amazing 252. But still, $1, cool to have. Actually, I think that one was 50 cents in the 50-cent bin. I can't keep track. But these are all, the ones I'm showing you now were either $1 or 50 cents. I cannot remember. Amazing 501. This was back when Amazing had this weird, every issue was just like some various splash page or splash image of Spider-Man, like some weird one of him just standing around swinging. And I remember an interview with Quesada mentioning that was the new trend, and I'm paraphrasing, so I might be wrong, but I remember reading something where he was saying how it's like it makes the comics blend in more with magazines on the shelf. So for like a lot of the early mid 2000s, I would say early mid 2000s, maybe from like Spider-Man 370 or 37 to early in the 500s, and that's they renumbered it somewhere in between. They had these like splash images of just Spider-Man doing whatever, and it was really obnoxious because it didn't tell you at all what was in the book. Amazing 504. I remember when this came out, and this was one of the first issues in a while that actually had a cover that pertained to the story. A lot of the ones that came before and some that came after were just him swinging or punching some random villain that wasn't in the story, or just some splash image. But I remember this was the beginning of them starting to move back towards putting what was in the story actually on the cover. So that was pretty cool. Amazing 544. One More Day. One More Day didn't really bother me. I see what they were trying to do. I think it was pretty lame how they did it, and I try to ignore. I don't care too much about the marriage being broken up. I care more about Mephisto, him making a deal with Mephisto, and then Mephisto changing so much. Not even just the marriage. He just like retconned so much stuff. It was just weird. I never thought Mephisto had that much power, but it didn't really fit. But this story doesn't bother me all that much, as much as it does some other Spider-Man fans. The story that does bother me a lot, and that I won't collect, is Sins Past, where Gwen, where they reveal that Gwen, slept with Norman Osborn and had those kids. That's ridiculous. That was too far for me. I mean, I try to go with the flow with a lot of books or a lot of Spider-Man stuff that even if I don't really care for it too much. But that one was just a little too much. I hope they retcon that. But I won't. I, for one, will not be including it in my collection. So that will be the one gap that I have. Amazing 555. Amazing 553. This is... I hate this artist. No offense if you like him. Jimenez. Look at his head. That head is just... There's a long head. Is that the Joker in there? Those eyes. I just don't care for how he draws Spider-Man. I liked him on Infinite Crisis when he did that for DC, but I was not a fan of his Spider-Man run. FF #1. Spider-Man Family #5. Oh, there is a number on that one. Doctor Strange team up. No big deal. I think I got this. This one I definitely got in the 50-cent bin. It was, I had 9 books. I just wanted to get a 10th one, so I grabbed that. More amazing. 325. It was fun to see this McFarlane era. These McFarlane era books in the dollar bin. But a lot of them were in terrible shape, and this one's not much better. They had a lot more, but they were just in awful shape. And the ones I grabbed were not in great shape, but I wanted to get. They had so many, I wanted to try to find one or two that I could try to fill in my collection for cheap. But this is not. It's not a key book, but one day I'll probably try to upgrade it. You can't really tell. But it's just not a great copy. It's one of the better ones they had, but yeah, not a great one. Same with this guy. Amazing 320. I think the back of this surprised me, and I should get in the habit of looking at the back of the books, but this one has like gunk all over the back. It looks okay from here, but it's just not in great condition. If I saw the back, I probably wouldn't have picked it up, but again, it's still better than a lot of the other ones the guy had in there. Amazing 274. I think this is a Zathros appearance, the spirit that inhabited Ghost Rider. I remember this was really hot back when the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider was running around. It's definitely not hot anymore, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, it's not every day you see Spider-Man going up against Zathros, so I thought that was fun. Web of Spider-Man 48, the issue where Hobgoblin is revealed to now have a demon face. Yeah, I remember seeing this when I was a kid and thinking it was pretty cool, and I wanted to grab it. And it was always like a $5, $6, $7, $8 book, and this one was in a dollar bin. Not really a key, but there's not many Web of Spider-Man books that are worth having, and this one, I think, is definitely one of them. Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 126, gift starring Spider-Woman. Yeah, $1, cool to have. Black Spider-Man. Marvel Age 19, also only got this because it has Black Spider-Man on it. Would never really get it otherwise. I think they had another one that I was going to get, but it was also pretty beat up. This one's kind of dirty, but it's probably not even worth $1. Probably shouldn't have even gotten it. This one I was really happy to find in the dollar bin. Secret Wars #1. It's not in perfect shape. It's got rounded edges. Got a bend up there. I don't know if you can tell. Not too hard. Some dings on the spine, but yeah, it was just cool to see it for $1. I've been sporadically picking up some of the Secret Wars books, but I usually don't see the first one in a dollar bin, so it's cool to find that. I went through those pretty quick. So the next 4 were in Well, I'll go through them individually. This one was in a $2 bin. No, $3 bin. Sorry. I've been wanting to get that again for a long time, and I usually see it for $5, $6, $7, $10. So I was like $3. All right, I'll do 3. That works for me. This one as well. I love that cover. I like the Roger Stern Hobgoblin stuff. It was $3, so really good condition. I'm gonna grab it. This guy was $3, and I was really happy to find it, although it's really not in great condition. The first appearance of Quasar, Captain America 217. Yeah, it's not in great shape. It's got like it's got a hole over there. It's all dented up, and the staples are rusted to hell. So not the greatest copy, but I was excited to see it. $3. I recognize the cover from all the videos you guys have had over the past year. Yeah, this guy, the vendor that I got this from, also had Iron Man 54, the first appearance of Moondragon, and I really wanted to get that. That was one of the ones I've been trying to find for a good price, but it was $3, but it was in awful shape, and I kept picking it back up and putting it back down and going, nah, no. I don't think it's worth getting it. And it just had dings all over it, and it was bent. It was in one piece. I'll give it that, but there was not much else to say about it. This is the last book that I got, and probably the book I was happiest with getting. This was $1. No, was it $1? It was either $1 or $2. But it was pretty cheap, and it's a newsstand variant, unless Image did not put a direct edition on the direct edition copies, but I'm pretty sure it's a newsstand variant. Yeah, I've been looking for this one for a while, since Angela was revealed to be Thor's sister, or stepsister, relation in some fashion. So it was cool to find this. I mean, I can't even find this book at a flea market for $1. Usually when I'm looking through flea market bins, I'll see this one, and this is the one that they'll ask for like $10 for. I'm like, get out of here, you know. So it was cool to see this one for $1. Really glad to have it, and yeah. So I think that's about it, guys. I think it was a fairly successful run overall. I got some books that I wanted, closed up some Amazing Spider-Man gaps. As a whole, the convention was okay. I mean, it was at a hotel. It was really crowded. There weren't a ton of comic book vendors there. I don't like when they mix it up with, like, they had comic book vendors, and then they had people selling records, and it just gets it's too much. I would like to go to a place that just has comic book stuff. I don't want to wade through crowds looking at like vinyl junk. No offense if you like vinyl. Vinyl's awesome, but if I want to get vinyl, I'll go to a vinyl shop, or like, you know, music convention, not a comic convention. Anyway, yeah, I mean, the parking lot was filled up to the brim. It was at a small hotel, so I probably won't go again next year. I think I enjoy the Rhode Island Comic Con and the Boston Comic Con a lot more. They have way more dollar bins, a lot more vendors, more space to breathe. I mean, the hotel is just not the greatest place to try to shuffle through people. And the parking lot, like I said, I had to drive around for like half an hour looking for parking. But yeah, so I won't go to that again. But it was good for now. Had some fun getting some good stuff. There was one. I got one story for you. There's one vendor who had like a rack of really old issues. You know how like they have, you know, these vendors have like long boxes in the front, and then in the back they have like all their more expensive issues displayed on like these racks. One guy had racks that were like I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows tall, probably more like 5. And one of them came crashing down, and everyone was like, "Oh!" And yeah, I don't think anything got bent. They were all in like Mylars and top loaders, it looked like.
But it was pretty scary to see. I mean, you know, you're at a comic convention when people shriek in fear at comic books falling off a shelf. But yeah, so that's all I have. Fairly successful. Yeah, again, not gonna go again, but yeah, dollar bins, pretty awesome. Have a lot of fun with them. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.